If your house has any of these items, throw them out immediately because they can turn your entire home into a magnet for negative energy, draining your finances, stalling your career, and keeping bad luck hanging around like an uninvited guest that never leaves. Hello, I am Master Han. In Feng Shui, every object in your home carries a certain type of energy. Some items, when they are too old, broken, or have absorbed negative energy from others, stop being just regular household objects. Instead, they become energy blockers, cutting off your wealth flow, making you feel drained, and causing financial instability and work-related setbacks. The problem is many families unknowingly keep these things around, from clocks that have stopped ticking, cracked mirrors placed in the wrong spot, to piles of old clothes or paintings that carry gloomy or depressing images. We get used to them, and that familiarity makes us overlook their effects. But in reality, they are slowly sucking the good energy out of your living space day by day. In today's video, I will show you 7 taboo items you need to remove immediately, along with the proper Feng Shui solutions to restore the flow of prosperity in your home. Just a few small changes can make a big difference. You will feel the house become lighter, your mind clearer, and your financial luck start to flow again. Before we dive in, go ahead and write in the comments. I want to remove poverty energy to affirm your intention of welcoming abundance. And if you truly care about Feng Shui for wealth and prosperity, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell, because I will continue sharing powerful secrets to help you preserve and expand your fortune for your entire family. So, what items might be silently draining the wealth and blessings from your home? Let's begin with the very first one: a broken clock. In Feng Shui, a clock is not just a tool to tell time. It also symbolizes the rhythm of life and the continuous flow of energy within your living space. Every tick of the clock is like a heartbeat, reminding you that time is moving forward, that life, work, and fortune are all in motion. That is why a functioning clock helps create a sense of order, stability, and balance. On the other hand, when a clock is broken, stops running, or tells the wrong time, it does more than just cause inconvenience. It directly affects the energy field of your home. When that ticking rhythm disappears, the symbolic flow of time is also interrupted. In Feng Shui, this is a very bad sign because your home needs continuous movement to maintain balance and harmony. The effects of a broken clock go beyond symbolism. It also influences your mindset. A person living in a house with a non-working clock is more likely to fall into procrastination, sluggishness, and a lack of motivation. They may feel like nothing is progressing, that opportunities keep slipping away. Many people have told me that after keeping a broken clock for too long, they started feeling stuck in a cycle of frustration, unable to explain why work kept hitting roadblocks. This clearly shows how much your environment can impact your mental state. Another thing to keep in mind is that clocks also represent longevity and the ongoing nature of life. So when a clock stops, that energy gets interrupted too, almost like a pause in the flow of life itself. A house with multiple broken clocks can easily feel stagnant, lifeless, and may even cause the homeowner's energy to spiral downward. The solution is simple. If the clock is only slightly broken, fix it within 24 hours. This quick action not only restores its function, but also symbolically brings back the rhythm of life to your home. If the clock cannot be fixed, do not hesitate. Get rid of it. Keeping a clock that no longer works does nothing for you except serve as a constant symbol of stagnation. If the clock holds sentimental or aesthetic value, you can still display it, but it is best not to let the hands stop completely. That stillness can give off a feeling of being stuck or trapped. Replace the mechanism with a new one, or turn it into a decorative item that no longer represents time. Just make sure it does not give off the impression of pause or lifelessness to anyone who sees it. The second item: old dirty shoes cluttered at the main entrance. When old or dirty shoes are left cluttered right at the entrance, the flow of energy, which needs to move freely, is immediately blocked. This blockage is not just physical. Shoes covered in dust, carrying unpleasant odors, or loaded with tired energy from all the places you have walked through, also bring a heavy and chaotic feeling to the main entryway. From a psychological perspective, anyone walking into a home and being greeted by a messy pile of shoes is likely to feel discomfort, as if they are not truly welcomed. And that means good energy, symbolizing honored guests, new opportunities, and good fortune, might hesitate to enter as well. Feng Shui does not mystify shoes, it simply recognizes a practical truth. Shoes touch the ground directly, which is full of dirt and mixed energies. When you leave them in disarray at your front door, you are unknowingly inviting all that chaotic energy into your house. Over time, it does not just affect the look and feel of your home, it also weakens the circulation of positive yang energy. A house that should feel bright and welcoming instead becomes heavy and stale, right from the very first step. This habit also has a direct effect on the homeowner. People living in homes with cluttered entryways often find themselves mentally scattered, lacking focus, and missing important opportunities. When your mind is clouded, your career and financial luck suffer. I have seen many cases where simply cleaning up the front door area and organizing the shoes brought immediate changes, more visitors, smoother meetings, and a noticeable boost in the household's overall energy. The solution here is simple and easy to apply. Instead of blocking your entryway with dozens of pairs of shoes, limit it to 1 or 2 pairs that you wear regularly and always keep them clean. The rest should be stored inside a closed shoe cabinet or neatly arranged in a designated area. Right outside the front door, you can place a clean doormat. It not only offers a welcoming gesture to guests, but also acts like a filter, keeping dirt and low energy out before good fortune enters. If your household has a habit of keeping lots of shoes right at the entrance, do not underestimate the impact. Feng Shui is not about superstition, it is about how your living space affects your energy and well-being. A clean, well-lit entryway creates a feeling of openness and invites positive energy and prosperity. On the other hand, a cluttered, shoe-filled entrance is like building an invisible wall that blocks your blessings. The third item, paintings and decorations with negative energy. In Feng Shui, paintings, photos, and decorative items do much more than beautify a space. They have a direct effect on your emotions, your mood, and the energy flow within your home. Every time our eyes fall on an image, our mind takes in its energy, whether we are conscious of it or not. That is why choosing the right artwork to hang at home is never something to take lightly. When a house contains dark, gloomy paintings, sad faces, scenes of war, or images that evoke separation or loss, negative energy immediately begins to spread. People living in that environment can feel weighed down, moody, and mentally foggy. The longer they are exposed to these images, the more likely they are to feel anxious, even depressed, or lose motivation altogether. This is not just a Feng Shui belief, it is supported by psychology as well. The visual environment has a powerful influence on human emotions and behavior. Some families also hold on to objects tied to painful memories, gifts from broken relationships, photos that remind them of loss, or mementos of someone who has passed away. While these items may have sentimental value, they also fill the home with a heavy, sorrowful energy. When your living space is filled with constant reminders of the past, it becomes harder to focus on the present and build a better future. In terms of wealth, clinging to sadness is like tying a rope around opportunity and holding it back. In Feng Shui, your living space is a mirror of your inner world. When your walls are filled with sad, heavy imagery, your emotional state tends to follow. But if you replace those with uplifting images, vibrant nature scenes, blooming fields, sunrises, or wide oceans, the energy in the space shifts immediately. Positive visuals can lighten your spirit, spark hope, and open the way for growth. A common mistake is holding on to antique or valuable artworks that depict grief or tragedy. No matter how expensive or artistically valuable they are, the energy they carry still affects your space. In Feng Shui for wealth, this can disrupt the natural flow of energy, like anchoring sadness inside the home. The solution is very straightforward. Be selective. Whatever you display in common areas should nourish a positive mindset. Items associated with sorrow can be stored away out of everyday view. A small change in the images you choose to display can uplift the energy of the entire home. The fourth item, an old bed or worn-out pillows. In Feng Shui, your bed is considered one of the most important places in the home. It is not just where you sleep. It is where your body and spirit recharge. A deep and peaceful night's sleep is the foundation for good health, mental clarity, and stability in both your career and your wealth. That is why the quality of your bed, mattress, and pillows directly influences the energy of your entire household. One of the most common problems is that many people use their mattresses and pillows for far too long. Over time, these items not only wear out physically, but they also absorb years of tiredness, illness, and emotional stress. Every night, your body leaves behind sweat, breath, and energy on your bed. If those materials are old, they end up holding on to all the signs of energy depletion. Over time, the sleeping area becomes heavy and stagnant, affecting both your spirit and your physical health. The consequences of sleeping on an old bed, mattress, or pillows are very real. First, your sleep becomes disrupted. You might wake up in the middle of the night, suffer from insomnia, or even have frequent nightmares. Instead of waking up refreshed, you feel groggy and drained. If this continues, your mood and mental clarity begin to suffer, and you may miss important opportunities in work and life. From a Feng Shui perspective, when your body and mind cannot fully recharge, the positive energy flow in your home weakens, making it harder for wealth to accumulate. I once worked with a successful entrepreneur who was used to working at high intensity. He had been sleeping on the same mattress for over 12 years, thinking it was still usable. But over time, his health declined and his business began to stall. It was not until he replaced the mattress that he noticed a dramatic improvement in the quality of his sleep. His mind felt clearer again, and soon after, his work began to move forward smoothly. That is a clear example of how changes in your rest space can shift your overall fortune. The solution is simple. Ideally, you should replace your mattress and pillows every 5 to 7 years, depending on their quality and condition. If you cannot replace them just yet, make a habit of cleaning them regularly, place them under sunlight for a few hours, sprinkle sea salt to absorb stale energy, and change the pillowcases and covers on a regular basis. These small actions help refresh the energy field, making sleep more peaceful and effective. It is important to remember that your bed, mattress, and pillows are not just furniture. They are the foundation for your daily energy renewal. An old mattress does more than hurt your back. It creates a stagnant flow of energy that can hold back prosperity and hinder the well-being of your entire family. The fifth item, cracked or broken mirrors. In Feng Shui, mirrors hold a special place because of their ability to reflect and multiply energy throughout a space. When placed correctly, a mirror helps spread light, expands visual space, and brings brightness and vitality into the home. But on the flip side, a cracked, dull, or poorly placed mirror can become a source of harmful energy. It can directly disrupt the balance of the home's energy field and negatively impact the mood of those living there. A cracked mirror symbolizes division and fragmentation. When the reflection in a mirror is no longer whole, it means the energy inside your home is being broken apart. Seeing a distorted or shattered image sends a negative message to the subconscious, making people feel unsettled or emotionally unstable. When these broken reflections appear frequently in a living space, they quietly stir up mental confusion, leading to chaotic energy in the home. And it is not just cracked mirrors. An old, faded, or cloudy mirror that no longer reflects light properly also casts a shadow over the space. Mirrors are meant to be tools that reflect and amplify light, bringing vibrant yang energy into every corner of the house. But when a mirror loses its shine, it loses that ability, leaving the space feeling dull and stagnant. In terms of wealth and abundance, a dark, heavy space has a harder time attracting and holding on to positive energy. There is one mistake in particular that Feng Shui strongly warns against: placing a mirror directly across from your bed. The bedroom is meant to be a peaceful, secure sanctuary where you restore your energy. When a mirror faces the bed, it creates a sense of being watched. as if there is another presence in your private space. This uneasy feeling prevents deep relaxation, often leading to poor sleep, anxiety, and eventually affecting both mental and physical health. And when sleep quality declines, it becomes harder to stay sharp and productive, which can directly impact your career and financial success. For all of these reasons, Feng Shui recommends removing any mirror that is cracked, broken, or too old. If you cannot get rid of it immediately, at least cover it with a cloth as a temporary measure to reduce its impact. For new mirrors, make sure they are always clean, reflect clearly, and are placed in beneficial locations, reflecting natural light, opening up the space, but never in areas that require peace and stillness, like the bedroom. The sixth item, old clothes from other people. In Feng Shui, clothing is not just something that covers your body. It is a layer that directly wraps around you and absorbs your personal energy. Every shirt, every pair of pants carries traces of the wearer's spirit, sweat, breath, and even emotions and mental states. That is why wearing old clothes from someone else is more than just a practical choice. It means bringing their energy into your life. If the previous owner of those clothes was often sick, unhappy, or going through difficult times, that energy leaves a mark on the fabric. When you wear them, you unknowingly take on those lingering vibrations. You may not see it with your eyes, but you will feel it. Fatigue, lack of enthusiasm, or an unexplained heaviness in your mood. From a Feng Shui perspective, wearing other people's old clothes is like carrying their memories into your personal space. Each piece of clothing has been through joyful moments or painful ones. If those memories are mostly negative, then wearing those clothes is like continuing the emotional echo of that past. This can make it harder for your own energy to stay intact. And when personal energy is scattered, wealth and luck have a harder time settling in. Another thing to keep in mind is that old clothes often lose their structure and brightness. They no longer have the freshness, firmness, or vibrant appearance they once did. And how you look on the outside affects how you feel inside. Wearing worn-out clothes can make you feel less confident, less inspired to take on the day. Over time, that loss of confidence spills over into your work, your relationships, and your path toward prosperity. Now, this does not mean you have to throw away all secondhand clothing. Sentimental items or gifts from loved ones that carry positive memories and are still in good condition can be kept. But as a general rule, do not keep or frequently wear clothing that is overly worn, faded, or came from someone with a heavy or negative energy. The solution is simple. If you can, let go of old clothes you no longer need. This is not just about decluttering. It is about releasing old energy and making space for something fresh and new. If you cannot throw them away just yet, at least wash them thoroughly, dry them in direct sunlight for a few hours, or sprinkle sea salt on them to help neutralize any remaining energy. The seventh item, dead or dying plants. In Feng Shui, green plants are powerful symbols of life. A healthy, vibrant plant placed in your home brings a sense of freshness, peace, and represents growth and prosperity. Strong, thriving plants absorb positive yang energy and release fresh, uplifting energy into the space, helping create a balanced and harmonious atmosphere. That is why so many families choose to decorate with plants, to invite more life and vitality into the home. But a dead or withering plant carries the exact opposite meaning. Once a plant has died, it can no longer produce positive energy. Instead, it begins to emit stagnant and heavy energy. The sight of yellowed leaves, drooping stems, or dry branches immediately sends a visual signal of decay, loss, and depletion. From a psychological standpoint, living in a space with dying plants can drag your mood down, drain your motivation, and affect your spirit in ways you might not even realize. Feng Shui views dead plants as energetic blocks. Homes need circulation and freshness in order to allow fortune to flow. If you leave a dead plant in the living room, bedroom, or any corner of the house, the energy in that area becomes stagnant. Instead of promoting life, it becomes a constant reminder of decline, subtly signaling that growth is being stopped. When this goes on too long, homeowners often feel uncomfortable in their own space, and that discomfort begins to reflect in their career and financial lives. On a symbolic level, dead plants also represent endings, closed chapters. When that image appears in your home, it plants a seed in your subconscious that things are slowing down or even falling apart. This is why so many people feel low energy or uninspired in homes where wilted or lifeless plants are part of the scenery. So never keep a plant that is dead or clearly beyond recovery. Do not hope that a dry stick will come back to life just by watering it. If the roots are gone, the growth has ended. Instead of keeping it around as a lifeless decoration, remove it and make space for something new, healthy, and full of life. If a plant still shows signs of life, take care of it properly. Cut off the dead leaves, replace the soil, give it sunlight, and water it as needed. When you take a step back and look at it all, you will realize that these small, seemingly insignificant items actually have a surprising impact on the flow of energy inside your home. A stopped clock, a dead plant, or a cracked mirror, these are all signs of stagnation and depletion. They do not just weigh down the physical space, they also affect your mood, your health, and your family's ability to attract wealth and prosperity. Feng Shui is not about superstition. It is the art of arranging your space in a way that keeps energy flowing smoothly and harmoniously. When you remove objects that carry bad energy, you are making room for fresh, vibrant energy to come in. With just a few small changes, you will feel the difference right away. Your home becomes lighter, your mind clearer, and your financial energy more stable and grounded. Before you go, take a moment to write down a positive affirmation in the comments, a small seed to plant your own intention for abundance. And if you would like to continue this journey with me and uncover more secrets of Feng Shui for wealth and prosperity, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Every video will be a new key, unlocking the door to greater wealth, abundance, and peace for you and your family.